Hi YouTube and welcome back to my Let's Play World of Warcraft on Wednesdays. So this week we are doing the Culling of Stratholm, which is one of the Caverns of Time dungeons, and so we're kind of diving into this one. I actually recorded this ages ago. I got mixed up with where all the various Caverns of Time dungeons and such lived and things. I thought this was part of the Burning Crusade, and actually the Culling of Stratholm wasn't added until Wrath of the Lich King. So even though I recorded this like several months ago, I decided not to post this until now. So be that as it may, here we are inside. Basically, we're in the back in time at Stratholm before it went completely corrupt and everything. And you'll notice that my avatar looks a bit different today. She does not look like a Death Knight. She looks like a human female, and that's just because, you know, I'm supposed to fit in to the local surroundings. And right now we're kind of getting some of the additional information from Chromie, who is our guide in these various quests and things. And here I'm just kind of checking out, there's a cook over here, and like, okay, how do I get out of here? Can I talk to this guy? Nope, I can't. I hadn't done this one very often, so I was a little lost, like, oh, okay. And this is the inn over here. It looks kind of cool. I think I remember this inn, well, a very similar inn to that. Near the I'm trying to remember the human settlements. I don't play Alliance very often, so forgive me. I'm trying to remember the name of the main city. Stormwind? I think it's Stormwind, yes. So there's a village near Stormwind very similar to this. Alright, so we have to get these plague boxes. Here we go, here's another one. Need to basically locate all of these guys. And it's these plague boxes that kind of cause some of, and I ran around forever looking for this final plague box right here. For some reason I couldn't find that last one. Oh yeah, we had to dispel the plague boxes. It's supposed to like prevent the tragedy, but obviously it doesn't. And then we have a really long run over to Stratholm. So this is what the area around Stratholm looked like before all the plagues and stuff began. So you can see it's a really, you know, pleasant green area. In present day World of Warcraft, it's, you know, all filled with poison and mushrooms and undead walking around and just, you know, kind of dank and dark and miserable. But you can kind of get to go back in time and see what it should have looked like back in the old days. Obviously, I took some time to read all that, since I hadn't done this on my own before, so there we go. And here comes Arthas, basically, and he is going to, or there he is, and then there's this whole long sequence of them chit-chatting and all sorts of stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to skip that part. But Arthas, who, you know, ultimately becomes the Lich King, but this is him in his youth, in his younger days, in his youth, looking rather strapping and handsome and things. And he makes a rather hard decision. To save Stratholm, he decides to basically cull the entire population, which means basically killing them all. Whether they're infected or not. And ultimately they end up being all infected anyway, one way or the other. So that's kind of the impetus of what's happening here. And yep, so here's the sequence finally starting. And if you've ever gone through Stratholm now, you know how dark and foreboding the whole thing is, and all the plague things that are kind of infesting the whole area. So, at any rate, you know, and ultimately we're here to, even though we're kind of helping him, we're ultimately here to you know, just, I guess just to see what happened. But yep, see here, he's going through and just kind of killing what looks like ordinary citizens. And there's not much we can do yet at this point, but it'll start soon. Here we go. So Mal'Ganis, the demon, comes in and starts making some threats and that kind of thing, and he instantly turns all of the seemingly healthy-looking Stratholmians into plagued monsters. And so now we finally have something to go and fight and everything. And so he goes out. Ultimately, we have to defeat Mal'Ganis. He's the final boss in this thing. But in the meantime, we just kind of get started here, and have to kind of start killing these poor zombies running around. So we do all that. There's some more chit-chatting and things before the actual event begins. Here we go. So now you can see the very top center, Scourge wave 1 of 10 is now happening. And so now that's kind of my goal is to go through all 10 waves. There's 10 waves of these guys. So that's one of the reasons why this is a longer video, because this is kind of a long instance, and it's not like it's one that I can just run through and just do as quickly as possible. There's certain, you know, timed things going on here, and there's just only so quick that I can get through everything. Alright, so that's wave 1. Now we have to go through wave 2, and you kind of have to run back and forth between different parts of the city and stuff as well. And here you can see these plagued things happening, and I'm like, okay, what part of the city am I supposed to be in? This is one of those where I just followed the leader. I followed whoever the tank was, and if he said we had to be in this side, I'd go on this side, and if we had to be on the other side, I'd go on the other side. And I think I'm in the wrong side over here, but I wasn't quite sure at the time. I just know that you have to wipe out as many of these guys as possible in each wave. But I think, you know, there's not that many over here, so I'm probably on the wrong side of things. There's a locked gate there, so I can't go through there. There's more of these showing up over here. And I'm like, oh, maybe I need to be on the other side. Okay. That's where Mal'Ganis is, blah, blah, blah. So let's just keep moving. There's just plenty of things to kill. But, yeah, and these poor citizens. And these plagued haystacks, which we can't do anything about. They're just kind of there, and you just can't stop them. But yeah, I'm kind of on the wrong side of the city, so I'm like, alright, let's go on the other side, see what's going on over there, because we're still on wave 2. I think it used to be a timed thing, like you had, like, each wave would keep coming, and if you didn't get through each wave in a certain amount of time, that you lost some kind of buff or bonus or something. I forget exactly how that worked, but there was something related to that, but I don't know if that exists anymore in here. Alright, so obviously I was definitely on the wrong side, because here, now we've got some of the higher end demons and monsters and things, and so this is the second wave that I'm trying to get rid of. It's, you know, all these other little zombies wandering around really don't matter, to be perfectly honest. I really don't have to kill all of them. I just kind of have to get rid of the main guys from each wave. So now I've got to go to the other side. I just saw one of the bigger ones on the other side. But see, I'm still trying to go after these guys. I was a little confused when I was first playing this, because I was like, how did this work again? Yeah. So anyway, I'm just trying. I'm trying to cull everything. Yeah, I'm still looking for Meat Hook, who hasn't shown up yet. So I need to go back. There we go. Yep. And there's some of the bigger monsters again, including one of those insecty kind of ones. So that's the next wave that we need to take out. So when it says wave, it's actually not like, you know, wave of just undeads. It's waves of these kind of higher end monsters that we have to get rid of. They're not bosses or mini bosses or anything like that, but they're part of the wave, and we have to get rid of them. Okay, so get rid of them. Now we're on wave 4. And it can either happen here, it can happen in the square, or it can happen behind that gate that I just kind of ran through a couple of times. So I don't see anything on this side, so I should be heading back to the other side if I was smart. But, you know, might as well take out some zombies along the way. Alright. So, yeah, I think I was finally getting the hang of how I was supposed to be doing this. Alright, so keep going. There should be some higher end monster type things over here somewhere. Since it was not on the other side, they should be over here somewhere. There they are. Just see them going around the corner in the back there. So I need to kind of go after them, whilst taking out some zombies along the way. Yep, there they are. So kind of get rid of these guys. And then we can go on to wave 5. Meat Hook is definitely going to be one of the mini bosses that'll show up as part of one of the waves. Meat Hook and one other guy, I forget his name offhand. Alright. So I wanted to check out the inn real quick. That's where that transition came from, just because I remembered having to do something with Arthas in there, but so I was just kind of wandering around and just kind of scoping the place out, so to speak. And here you can see I'm just kind of ignoring these zombies now because it's like, eh. They really kind of don't matter at this point in terms of completing this. Alright, so there is, I think that's Meat Hook back there. Let's kind of take him out. Yeah, so he shows up for wave 5, and then the next mini boss shows up, I think, for wave 10. So we will just kind of take them one at a time. You would think with these guys that their biggest vulnerability would be the fact that their guts are hanging out. You'd think that would be a vulnerability. Alright, might as well get rid of all of these zombies that are attacking me. Oh yeah, and here I've got a whole slew of them still running after me now. They're just so slow. Alrighty, so we will continue on to wave 6. And just kind of checking things out. So I got Meat Hook. He kind of wanders also all over the place, and then, you know, I realize that there's another mini boss I need, but I think that one doesn't show up until after wave 10, or at wave 10, because Meat Hook is wave 5, so the other one's wave 10, and look at all these zombies that just kind of showed up all of a sudden again. But I need to find the next wave, not up here, so go back through the gate. And we just kind of keep doing this for a little while, and then we can move on to the rest of the storyline. I wish this could be played faster. This section, I remember my guildmates were always found this section kind of annoying, and we tried to get through it as quick as we could, but you know, you really can't go through it that quickly. And here you can see I've got this whole parade of zombies after me now. It's kind of funny. But yeah, you can only go through it as fast as you possibly can. And I think if you do end up killing, you know, like going back and forth super fast and killing all the waves fairly quickly, then you ultimately ended up having to wait. And it looks like almost like I can just kill the one wave and boom, instantly the next wave is available. I could have sworn I remember having to wait around for the waves in the past, so they might have fixed that at least. But it's still kind of a long slog, one way or the other, trying to get through these waves. Alright, get that one done. Okay, we're on to wave 7. I also remember being some kind of a fight with a dragon, and there was a drop for that dragon, which I actually have the dragon. I got it on one of the runs with the guild that I did, but it's not in this episode. I believe that's because when I was originally recording this, I wasn't playing on heroic yet. I hadn't figured out how to enable that, so that's kind of my bad that I'm missing that. So. At any rate, so we have a kind of a mini meat hook here. Just a bile golem now, but he looks just like meat hook, just smaller. Like meat hook junior. Alright, take out these guys. We're not on wave 8 yet, so we got another golem to take care of here first. Okay, one at a time here. I do like these Caverns of Time things, and kind of hoping that we get some more. To be perfectly honest, I haven't checked if Mists of Pandaria added any new Caverns of Time instances yet. I haven't actually, other than the Stormstout Brewery instance, I haven't actually done any Mists of Pandaria instances yet, so I probably should go do that at some point. I've just been doing so many of these solo runs with the dungeons and everything, and I still am leveling up my paladin. I just haven't had a lot of time because I don't really play that much. Might seem like I do based on my videos and things, but I swear if I put in 2 or 3 hours a week, it's a lot. To be perfectly honest, and like this particular episode, you're seeing, it's a total of 29 minutes altogether to get through the entire culling. But this was, 35 minutes to record the whole thing. Obviously I edited out some bits and pieces here and there, but not everything. So, it was about 6 minutes more. So that's about it. So that's like a one-shot deal that I did. And that's basically, like, every week I basically do that. If I do play with my paladin at all, it's, for an hour here or there every 2 or 3 weeks. And then, same with Ion and things. I put in half an hour to an hour total gameplay on that. I actually haven't played Sims or Sims 3 in a while now. And I'm just doing each chapter as it goes along each week for the Diablo videos. So that's pretty much all the gaming I do. I really haven't had a lot of time to do any gaming outside of the normal thing. Okay, so we are on wave 10, and I think I kind of got lost again, and I'm like, okay, where is that final guy? I'm not seeing him anywhere. I didn't go all the way as far as I could have gone on the other side, so I think I've kind of nope, here he is. He's on the side. Okay, so apparently both of the mini bosses showed up on this side this time. It's kind of random one way or the other, but alright, so we get rid of him. Salramam, or Salram? Yeah, Salram the Flesh Crafter. Yeah, okay, fine. Not gonna be crafting any flesh anytime soon. Alright, so we got rid of that. We still have zombies wandering around, which we don't really need to deal with, except for those that might, chase us. But now we need to go meet up with Arthas at the inn that's here in town, not at the inn where we started, and go into the final phase of this particular dungeon. Actually, next kind of 2 phases, because there's one phase that's within the inn, and then a second phase that's outside of the inn that ultimately ends up with us facing Mal'Ganis himself. Alrighty. Let's keep going. Yep, there's Arthas. He kind of took his time getting there until after all the waves were gone. Yep, and I still have some more zombies chasing me, so I have to get rid of those guys. Alright, so now we'll talk to Arthas. And we'll enable the next part of the storyline. Like, lead the way. Okay, get ready, you guys. Oh, look at this whole parade that was still coming after me. My goodness. You guys don't give up, do ya? Alright. Now we've got this. And, he's going in and once again culling what look like innocent citizens, but then they transform into dragons, and it's like, oh, wait, what? First time I saw this, I was quite stunned. I was not expecting that. I thought that was an interesting twist on the storyline. Okay, so we got rid of these guys, and now we basically have to keep following Arthas. So we're going based on his pace, and it's like, come on, alrighty, guys, let's go. I mean, if you're doing this at level, it's a hard fight in some of these cases. And so they put the pauses in there so that you can, you know, do repairs and that kind of thing. And obviously, you know, at my level, I don't need to worry about that. But the pauses are still in the game nonetheless. So, alright, we get rid of those guys. And we'll have some more coming up in a moment. But it's like, alright, let's get going, Arthas. You're taking your sweet booty of a time here. And then here's a little bit of a trap. So first we stop here, and then we've got dragons ahead of us and behind us. So this was always an interesting thing. The first time my guild came across this, we weren't prepared for this, and I think we wiped just because we were like not paying attention to what was behind us. But after that, we kind of got good at it. We couldn't tank both groups, but we'd like have a tank and a DPS and a healer and a DPS. Kind of split the whole thing up, and or a healer and 2 DPSs or something. I don't know. I forget exactly how we did the split to take out the 2 groups, but alrighty, so we got rid of that one, and now we're gonna face another mini boss. He'll be showing up here momentarily. We just have to wait for him. So there he is, big giant pseudo dragon dude. So we'll take him out as soon as we can. Unfortunately, this is another one where they've got to go blobbity blobbity blah. You're dead, Arthas. Blobbity blah. So obviously these dragons have come back into the past, trying to change the timeline, trying to change what happened, trying to prevent Arthas from culling Stratholm in the first place. Not sure what good that would have done, considering Stratholm, you know, I mean, he's culling Stratholm in order to prevent plague spreadage, but the plague spread anyway, and that's why, you know, whatever this countryside was known before, it's now the Eastern Plaguelands, bordered by the Western Plaguelands, so I think it was a bit of a failure one way or the other. Alright, so now we've got to tell them we're ready to move on to the next bit here. This guy's got a handy-dandy little secret passageway. Alright. All full of cobwebs and things. I kind of like that they made it deliberately look cobwebby and old and abandoned and stuff. And then we come through to this building, and then he fades and appears once again outside. And so now here we activate now basically the last kind of big push towards Mal'Ganis. Going through these burning streets, and now Stratholm is starting to look a little bit more like what we're used to, with the dark and the burning buildings and just kind of completely falling apart and everything. So this is more of like the Stratholm we were used to seeing in the present day games and everything. So it's no longer the nice, clean, neat looking little city with a couple of zombies wandering around. It's like, you know, full on dark and miserable. And to be perfectly honest, is one of the things I've always, like, as I've been playing the game, I always kind of wondered is, like, you know, what did these areas look like, you know, in the past? And that's one of the things that, you know, obviously I'm not the only one who wonders this, because they've kind of incorporated that into the game and kind of shown what things look like in the past and that kind of thing, which I think is kind of cool. Alright, so we kind of gotta get through here. Then he kind of makes us take a break at one point, but I think I keep going anyway because I don't really need it. But yeah, and he tries, you know, basically our goal here is to basically kill everything in our path. Between here and the gate where Morgana's, behind which we'll find Morgana's and everything, so just gotta kind of keep going. Gotta think that this area here, you know, thinking of Game of Thrones, that this could be Flea Bottom. Crumbling infrastructure, smelly looking creatures. Well, Flea Bottom's just full of, you know, poor people, not zombies, but it could be. Alright, especially if those White Walkers ever make it to King's Landing. You just imagine, you can pretend you're running through King's Landing and taking on the White Walkers in this scenario here. I know, I'm just being silly. Alright, well, we're actually getting kind of close to the end of this. If you're still watching this episode, first of all, I do want to give you my appreciation. I appreciate every single viewer who watches my videos close to the end. I think, you know, you guys are awesome and you rock, and thank you so much. And I am, you know, like I said, we're about to get to the Morgana's fight here, and then things are gonna get wrapped up. If you enjoy these dungeon run-throughs, please like them, and please share them. I would really appreciate a good share of this to get out and have more people look at these videos. And please subscribe as well. I do appreciate every single one of my subscribers. And if you become a top subscriber, I try and send out little notes and things through Google Plus on occasion. So look forward to that if you subscribe. Alright, so here's Morgana's. We're taking him out pretty quickly. Well, sort of. We get him down to, like, you know, 1% health or something, and he's considered defeated, but he kind of runs away and we can't attack him anymore. And he's like, I'll be back, basically. At the end of the day, that's basically what his whole thing is, and he's, of course, blathering on again. So now we get, I like this conclusion. Arthas is blabbing about some stuff. Now we can go pick the treasure, the loot out of this basket, or the treasure chest, whatever it was. And then we need to wait for Chromie. Oh, there she is. And talk to her and turn the quest in. Make our little selection. And then there's a nice little shortcut out of the instance from here, right over by that gate. But again, thanks for joining me. I do appreciate everyone who watches. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.